John Eric Hexum. On October 12, 1984, the set of CBS's Cover-Up became the scene of a tragic accident that would cut short the promising career of 26-year-old John Eric Hexum. The rising star, known for his striking good looks and charismatic presence, was filming at the 20th Century Fox lot when fatigue from a long delay in filming led to a moment of playful but fatal misjudgment. During the delay, Hexum jokingly picked up a .44 Magnum prop gun loaded with blanks, placed it to his temple and said, "Let's see if I've got one for me," mimicking a game of Russian roulette. Unaware that blank rounds can be lethal at close range, he pulled the trigger. The blank's force sent a piece of his skull into his brain, causing massive hemorrhaging. He was rushed to Beverly Hills Medical Center, where he remained on life support for several days. On October 18th, with no hope of recovery, his mother made the heart-wrenching decision to donate his organs, allowing his tragic death to give life to others. The show later explained his character's absence as being killed on a mission. But the real tragedy was how a promising young star's life ended due to a simple lack of awareness about prop gun safety. Vic Morrow. Vic Morrow, a seasoned actor known for his gritty performances in both television and film, tragically lost his life on July 23, 1982, at the age of 53. Morrow was a prominent figure in Hollywood, with notable roles in TV shows like Combat and films such as The Bad News Bears. But it was during the filming of the highly anticipated movie Twilight Zone the Movie that his life was cut short. Morrow was filming a segment for the movie when the accident occurred. The scene involved Morrow carrying two child actors through a war zone set while a helicopter hovered above. During the sequence, a series of mishaps led to the helicopter crashing, killing Morrow and the two child actors, Michelle and Renee Chen, instantly. The crash was caused by a combination of mechanical failure and unsafe filming conditions. The accident shocked Hollywood and led to major safety reforms on film sets, particularly regarding the use of helicopters. Tommy Cooper. Tommy Cooper, the legendary British comedian known for his unique blend of magic and humor, tragically passed away on April 15, 1984, at the age of 63. Cooper's performances, filled with slapstick comedy, magic tricks, and infectious laughter, made him one of the most beloved entertainers in the UK. His signature style, often involving humorous failures and intentionally botched magic tricks, won the hearts of millions. At the time of his death, Cooper was performing live on television during a special broadcast of Live from Her Majesty's. While on stage, he collapsed mid-performance in front of a stunned audience, who initially thought it was part of his act. Cooper had suffered a fatal heart attack, and tragically, the live broadcast continued for several minutes without anyone realizing the seriousness of the situation. His sudden death was a shocking moment in British television history, as millions had watched him collapse, unaware of the gravity of the situation. Bruce Lee, a martial arts legend and cultural icon, tragically passed away on July 20, 1973, at the age of 32. Known for his groundbreaking approach to martial arts and his electrifying performances in films like Enter the Dragon and The Way of the Dragon, Lee changed the landscape of action cinema and became an international symbol of strength, discipline, and perseverance. At the time of his death, Lee was in the middle of his career's pinnacle. He had just completed filming Enter the Dragon, a film that would go on to become one of the most influential martial arts movies ever made. He was also working on his next project, Game of Death, which would remain incomplete due to his untimely passing. His death led to significant changes in the film's production, with parts of it being reworked and rewritten in an effort to complete the film. Bruce Lee's sudden death was ruled as due to brain edema, swelling of the brain, but there has been much speculation about other possible causes, including allergies to medication and other theories. Brandon Lee, the son of martial arts icon Bruce Lee, tragically passed away on March 31, 1993, at the age of 28. Brandon was an up-and-coming action star, known for his roles in films like Showdown in Little Tokyo and Rapid Fire. He had just begun to carve out his own place in Hollywood when he was cast in The Crow, a film that would later become a cult classic. At the time of his death, Brandon Lee was filming The Crow in North Carolina. During one of the final scenes, Lee was accidentally shot by a prop gun that had been improperly prepared. A fragment of a real bullet had become lodged in the barrel of the gun during a previous scene, and when the gun was fired during the scene where Lee's character is shot, it struck him in the abdomen. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Brandon was declared dead hours later due to the fatal injury. The tragedy not only shocked the world, but also left a lasting impact on the film industry, leading to increased safety measures when working with firearms on sets. The Crow was completed after his death, with the filmmakers using a combination of stunt doubles, digital effects, and creative techniques to finish the movie. Brandon Lee's death marked a heartbreaking moment in cinema. Paul Walker. Paul Walker, beloved for his role as Brian O'Connor in the Fast and Furious franchise, tragically passed away on November 30th, 2013, at the age of 40. Walker's career had been defined by his charm, versatility, and deep connection to his fans, both in and out of the fast-paced action films that made him a household name. At the time of his death, Walker was in the middle of filming Furious 7, the seventh installment in the Fast and Furious series. His sudden death in a car accident caused the production to be put on hold. The filmmakers, in collaboration with his brothers, Caleb and Cody, decided to use digital effects and body doubles to finish the remaining scenes and respectfully conclude his character's storyline. The final scenes were reworked, and Walker's character was given a heartfelt send-off, creating a powerful and emotional farewell. Walker's death was a devastating blow to the cast and crew of Furious 7, as well as to his fans around the world. His tragic passing left a gap in the franchise, but his legacy lives on through his work, both in film and his humanitarian efforts. Owen Hart. Owen Hart, a talented professional wrestler known for his high-flying moves and charismatic personality, tragically passed away on May 23, 1999, at the age of 34. Owen was part of the legendary Hart wrestling family and had built a successful career in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where he was known for his technical skill and ability to entertain fans both in the ring and on the mic. At the time of his death, Owen was in the middle of a storyline with the WWF that was set to culminate in a highly anticipated match at Over the Edge 1999. During the live event, he was scheduled to make an entrance to the ring as part of a stunt, where he would be lowered from the rafters in a harness. Unfortunately, the harness malfunctioned, causing him to fall approximately 78 feet into the ring. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Owen was declared dead due to the severe injuries sustained in the fall. His death sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, and the event was never aired as planned. The tragedy not only devastated his family and fans, but also led to major changes in how safety protocols were handled in professional wrestling. Owen's legacy lives on through his contributions to the sport, his memorable matches, and his reputation as a kind, humble individual who was admired by his peers. His untimely death remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in wrestling history. Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin, the fearless crocodile hunter and passionate wildlife conservationist, tragically passed away on September 4, 2006, at the age of 44. Known for his infectious enthusiasm and daring approach to animal conservation, Irwin became a global sensation through his television show, The Crocodile Hunter, where he interacted with some of the world's most dangerous animals in an effort to raise awareness about wildlife conservation. At the time of his death, Irwin was filming for a documentary titled Ocean's Deadliest off the coast of Queensland, Australia. During the filming, while swimming with a stingray, Steve was struck in the chest by the animal's barb. The injury pierced his heart, and despite immediate efforts to save him, he was pronounced dead shortly afterward. His death shocked the world as Irwin had become an international symbol for environmental activism in animal conservation. Steve Irwin's passing left a deep void in the conservation community and among his millions of fans. His legacy, however, continues through the work of the Australia Zoo, which he founded and which continues to focus on wildlife preservation. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, one of the most talented actors of his generation, tragically passed away on January 22, 2008, at the age of 28. Known for his transformative performances in films like Brokeback Mountain and A Knight's Tale, Ledger captured hearts with his ability to fully immerse himself into complex characters. However, it was his portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight that solidified his place as one of Hollywood's most revered actors. At the time of his death, Ledger was filming The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, a fantasy film directed by Terry Gilliam. His sudden passing caused a significant disruption to the production, and the filmmakers decided to rewrite parts of the story and use other actors, including Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell, to complete his character's role. Ledger's work in the film was largely finished, but the necessary adjustments were made to ensure his character could be respectfully concluded. Ledger had just completed filming his iconic performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight, which earned him a posthumous Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. River Phoenix, a rising star whose talent and promise seemed limitless, tragically passed away on October 31st, 1993, at the age of 23. Known for his raw, emotional performances in films like Stand By Me and My Own Private Idaho, Phoenix was often hailed as one of the most gifted actors of his generation. His ability to portray complex, vulnerable characters captivated audiences and critics alike, earning him recognition as a talent far beyond his years. At the time of his death, Phoenix was in the midst of filming the independent movie Dark Blood, a film that would be left unfinished due to his untimely passing. The project was ultimately scrapped after his death, and Phoenix's character, who was pivotal to the story, could not be recast. The film was later released in a limited form, with many of Phoenix's scenes either missing or left incomplete. On the night of his death, Phoenix was outside the Viper Room, a nightclub in Los Angeles, when he suddenly collapsed. He had been with his brother, Joaquin Phoenix, and other friends, and was reportedly experiencing distress. Phoenix was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. The cause of death was determined to be a drug-related overdose, though the circumstances surrounding his use that night remain unclear. His death shocked Hollywood and left fans mourning the loss of an actor whose career had only just begun to flourish. River Phoenix's legacy is preserved in his unforgettable roles and the profound impact he left on the film industry. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, the blonde bombshell who became one of Hollywood's most enduring icons, tragically passed away on August 5th, 1962, at the age of 36. Known for her beauty, charm, and vulnerability, Monroe's performances in films like Some Like It Hot and The 7-Year Itch cemented her as a symbol of glamour and sensuality. Yet behind the dazzling smile, she struggled with personal battles, including mental health issues and a tumultuous personal life. At the time of her death, Monroe had been in the midst of a career resurgence. She had just completed filming The Misfits, a movie that would be her final film appearance. Though she had been dealing with health problems and had recently been in and out of the hospital, her sudden death was ruled as an overdose. Though the circumstances surrounding her passing have long been the subject of speculation and conspiracy theories. Monroe's passing shocked the world, leaving a void in Hollywood that was never truly filled. Her tragic death only deepened the myth surrounding her life, adding to the mystery of the fragile woman behind the iconic persona. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of the most respected and versatile actors of his generation, tragically passed away on February 2nd, 2014, at the age of 46. Known for his powerful performances in films like Capote, for which he won an Academy Award, and The Master, Hoffman was a beloved figure in Hollywood. At the time of his death, Hoffman was in the midst of filming the final installments of the Hunger Games series, with production on The Hunger Games Mockingjay, Part 2 almost complete. Hoffman's sudden death meant that filmmakers had to rewrite parts of the movie and adjust his role in post-production. The character he portrayed, Plutarch Heavensbee, was crucial to the storyline, and his absence left a void. Through digital effects and creative rewrites, the filmmakers made sure his character was written out respectfully, though it was a difficult process. Hoffman's death was the result of an accidental overdose in his Manhattan apartment. He had previously struggled with substance issues, but had been in recovery before his tragic passing. Chris Farley. Chris Farley, the larger-than-life comedian whose infectious energy and wild antics made him a star, tragically passed away on December 18, 1997, at just 33 years old. Known for his iconic performances on Saturday Night Live in films like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, Farley was beloved for his ability to combine physical comedy with genuine vulnerability. At the time of his death, Farley was in the middle of a promising career and had been working on the animated film Shrek, for which he had already recorded most of his lines as the voice of the titular character. His take on Shrek was said to be more heartfelt and grounded, reflecting his own struggles and complexities. Sadly, his untimely passing meant the role was recast, with Mike Myers eventually stepping in to complete the film. Farley's death was caused by a lethal overdose of cocaine and morphine, exacerbated by his long-standing struggles with addiction. Aaliyah, often called the Princess of R&B, tragically passed away on August 25, 2001, at just 22 years old. At the time of her death, Aaliyah had recently wrapped up filming the music video for her hit single, Rock the Boat in the Bahamas. She was also actively working on her promising acting career and had been cast as Z in the highly anticipated sequel, The Matrix Reloaded. After completing the music video shoot, Aaliyah and her team boarded a private plane to return to the United States. Tragically, the plane crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all 9 people on board. Investigations revealed that the plane was overloaded, and the pilot lacked proper licensing and had traces of drugs in his system. Her untimely death forced the producers of The Matrix Reloaded to recast her role, ultimately replacing her with actress Nona Gay. This heartbreaking decision underscored the massive void left by Aaliyah's loss, as fans were eager to see her bring her undeniable charisma to the big screen. Aaliyah's death was a devastating blow to the entertainment world. John Candy, the beloved comedic actor known for his larger-than-life personality and heartwarming humor, tragically passed away on March 4, 1994, at the age of 43. At the time of his death, Candy was in Durango, Mexico, filming the Western comedy Wagons East. Despite battling health issues related to his weight and lifestyle, he remained dedicated to his craft and brought laughter to millions. On that fateful night, Candy suffered a fatal heart attack in his sleep. His colleagues found him unresponsive in his room the following morning, leaving the cast and crew devastated. His passing marked the sudden loss of a man whose warmth extended beyond the screen, touching the lives of everyone he worked with. Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood, one of Hollywood's most radiant stars, tragically died on November 29, 1981, under mysterious and heartbreaking circumstances. Known for her unforgettable performances in films like West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause, Wood was a celebrated actress whose talent and beauty captivated audiences. At the time of her death, Wood was filming the sci-fi thriller Brainstorm alongside Christopher Walken. She had taken a break from shooting to spend Thanksgiving weekend on her yacht, the Splendor, near Santa Catalina Island, California. Accompanying her were her husband, actor Robert Wagner, and co-star Walken. That fateful evening, a disagreement reportedly occurred, and Wood went missing from the yacht. Hours later, her body was discovered floating in the water, dressed in a nightgown and jacket. The official cause of death was initially ruled as accidental drowning, but questions and speculations surrounded the incident for decades. Wood's tragic passing shocked Hollywood and left fans grieving the loss of a gifted actress whose career was still blossoming. Though her death remains shrouded in mystery, her legacy lives on through the powerful performances she left behind, a testament to her immense talent and unforgettable presence. James Dean, a cultural icon of the 1950s, met a tragic end on September 30th, 1955, at just 24 years old. Known for his brooding charm and electrifying performances in films like Rebel Without a Cause, Dean was poised to become one of Hollywood's greatest stars. At the time of his death, he had recently completed filming Giant, a movie that would go on to cement his legacy as one of the most talented actors of his generation. Dean was an avid motorsport enthusiast and had purchased a sleek Porsche 550 Spider, which he nicknamed Little Bastard. While driving to a car race in Salinas, California, he collided with another vehicle at a high speed near Chalem, California. The crash was catastrophic, and Dean was pronounced dead on arrival at the Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital. His untimely death sent shockwaves across the world, leaving fans mourning the loss of a rising star who embodied the rebellious spirit of youth. Dean's legacy remains eternal, with his image symbolizing defiance, passion, and a life cut tragically short. His last completed film, Giant, earned him a posthumous Oscar nomination, ensuring his name would never be forgotten. Oliver Reed. On May 2, 1999, legendary Hollywood bad boy Oliver Reed took his final breath in a small pub in Malta while filming what would become his last masterpiece, Gladiator. The 61-year-old actor, who was portraying the powerful character of Proximo, had walked into a local establishment called The Pub for what would tragically become his final drinks. True to his larger-than-life personality, Reed spent his last hours in characteristic fashion, consuming 8 pints of beer and about a dozen shots of rum and whiskey, even engaging in arm wrestling matches with a group of young sailors. Suddenly, in the midst of this revelry, he collapsed from his chair. Though he was rushed to a hospital, it was too late. A massive heart attack had claimed his life. Director Ridley Scott refused to let Reed's final performance go unseen, spending $3 million on CGI to complete his remaining scenes. His work in Gladiator proved to be a fitting farewell to a brilliant career, and the film was dedicated to his memory. Reed's death served as a somber reminder that sometimes real-life endings come unexpectedly, even as real-life stories are still being told. Beloved British character actor Roy Kinnear met with a fatal accident on September 19, 1988, while filming The Return of the Musketeers in Toledo, Spain. The 54-year-old actor, known for his memorable role as Veruca Salt's father in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, was performing a scene on horseback on a bridge over the River Tajo. The tragic incident occurred when he was required to ride a horse for a scene, despite being an inexperienced rider. During the shot, he lost control of his horse on the ancient bridge, causing him to fall heavily onto the cobblestone pavement. The impact resulted in a severe pelvic fracture and internal bleeding. Although he was immediately rushed to Hospital Provincial in Madrid, the injuries proved too severe. Kinnear passed away the following day, September 20th, 1988. His death led to significant criticism of the film industry's safety standards and resulted in his widow successfully suing the production company for negligence. John Ritter. Beloved actor John Ritter tragically passed away on September 11, 2003, while filming the second season of 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. That Thursday started normally at Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, but during rehearsals, Ritter began experiencing severe chest pains and sweating profusely. Initially thinking it was food poisoning, his condition rapidly deteriorated, prompting the production team to seek immediate medical help. He was rushed to Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, ironically the same hospital where he was born 54 years earlier. What doctors first thought was a heart attack turned out to be an aortic dissection, a rare condition where the main artery from the heart tears. Despite emergency surgery, Ritter passed away at 10:48 p.m., just days before his 55th birthday. His sudden death devastated his castmates and sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The show later honored his memory by incorporating his character's death into the storyline, showing how deeply his loss affected everyone.